Hugo Ekitike isn't some recycled transfer rumour. He's the latest high-ceiling forward causing panic among Europe's elite. Manchester United have already made contact. Chelsea are circling. Frankfurt, though, not blinking. They've slapped a €100 million price tag on his head, 6 times what they paid PSG just a year ago, and they're not budging without the right structure. Thing is, they don't need to sell. Frankfurt are in the Champions League next season and already cashed in on Randall Colomouani, William Pacho and Omar Marmoush. They're building something and they believe Ekitike hasn't even hit his stride. This isn't just hype, the numbers are real. Last season, he delivered 22 goals and 12 assists. He's 6 feet 3 inches, French, 23 years old, and plays like he was built in a lab for modern counter-attacking football. Ekitike glides across the final third with surprising elegance for his frame, bullies defenders and makes it look smooth. Think Alexander Isak's finesse, but more raw. His power game is growing and he's becoming ruthless in transition. Frankfurt didn't just buy a striker, they unlocked a weapon. When he arrived in January 2024, he was still shaking off the cobwebs from Paris, barely featured at PSG, but Frankfurt gave him rhythm, structure, and minutes. The breakthrough came fast. He finished that season hot scoring or assisting in the final 5 games. This year, he built on it, playing next to Marmoush in one of Europe's most lethal counter-attack systems under Dino Topmüller. Ekitike became central to Frankfurt's entire attacking identity. No team in Europe's top 4 leagues produced more expected goals from fast breaks. Frankfurt ran wild and Ekitike was the tip of the spear. Long strides, sharp turns, and an engine made for breaking lines. He's not just lurking in the box, he's involved in everything. Over 200 touches inside the opposition box. More than 50 carries into it. Only one other centre forward in the Big 5 leagues did both, and his name starts with K and ends with Mbappé. Watch him against Bochum. He starts with an interception, glides past his marker into wide space and cuts the ball back on a plate. Against Braunschweig, 1-2 on the wing, bursts into the box outside of the boot cross, goal, simple, devastating. He can hit the switch and turn a loose ball into a fast break. And unlike most forwards his size, he doesn't just finish, he creates. Passes with zip, vision in tight spots, and surprising delicacy. Ekitike carries himself like a winger trapped in a target man's body. He can beat defenders off the dribble, bend shots from distance, and crash the 6-yard box for tap-ins. He's dribbling over 10 yards into a shot, second only to Mbappé across Europe in 2024-25. Against Bayern Munich, he receives with his back to goal, pirouettes between 2 defenders and curls one past Neuer. At Spurs, he bends another one in from the left edge. Against Ajax, it's a nutmeg and a missile. These aren't flukes. He's starting to believe he can break defenders at will, but there's a trade-off. His shot decision-making still needs sharpening. Against Leverkusen, he beats 2 men brilliantly, then fires off balance instead of squaring it to the open man. His shot accuracy sits at 40%, lower than most elite strikers. That raw instinct, it cuts both ways. Still, he's not just about chaos in space. Watch his backheel assist against Gladbach. Watch him adjust his feet mid-run to set up Mario Götze against Bremen, or that slick hip twist pass on the break to feed Hugo Larsson. He's got soft feet, fast reactions, and serious vision. In the penalty area, he's sniffing out danger like a seasoned poacher. Only Mbappé, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Salah had more combined expected goals and assists last season. He's in elite company. 8 of his goals came from inside the 6-yard box. Headers, rebounds, late runs, he's learning how to arrive. Ruben Amorim wants a tall, mobile forward who can stretch defenses and hold the ball. Ekitike fits that to a T. At United, with Bruno Fernandes pulling strings behind him, he could thrive as the chaos agent in transition, but he's not a guaranteed fit everywhere. In a possession-heavy side, where the striker has less space and more structure, things get complicated. His ball striking isn't automatic. Against low blocks, he doesn't yet have the clinical consistency to squeeze out a goal from nothing. His touch can be heavy under pressure. His shots aren't always clean. When the space is tight and the tempo slows, some of his strengths, especially his ability to roam and attack open grass, get muted. At Chelsea, if he's paired with someone like Liam Delap, maybe. But as a lone number 9 in a static setup, that could stunt his game. Frankfurt built their attack around his chaos. They let him drift, drag defenders, and explode. If a club signs him thinking he's a plug-and-play solution, they'll miss the whole point. Ekitike is not the finished product, but he's a prototype for the next-gen striker. Big, fast, fluid, unpredictable. One more season at Frankfurt could polish the rough edges, or a top club might take the gamble now and try to shape the final version themselves. Either way, he's no longer a secret. Hugo Ekitike is very much on the radar and he's not going away.